with the battling that went on for second place, it helped him out, and that gave him a fairly comfortable ride home for the last lap and a half of the race. So Harry Webb, who came into this weekend second in the championship, wins the race ahead of the championship leader, who finishes in third place. And Harry, fresh from the back of his pre-final victory, we're now about to see, speaking to our pit lane reporter. It's over to you, Sarah.
Well, I'm here with Harry Webb. Harry, what a fantastic race, and how exciting. You started off in third, ended in first.
Obviously at the start we had a bit of a poor start, to be honest with you, and fell back a few places. Everyone in front started to squabble and stuff, so I just came through and kept picking them off, and then last few laps just got a bit of a lead and kept it, so it's good.
Now between Max, the lead kept changing, and then did you see your sight ahead of you and thought, right, I'll just take it now?
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic. And how are you feeling? How confident are you with the setup, and how's the car feeling for the final?
It's going to be good. I think it's going to be better than it was then, so we'll see.
Now conditions can't change any further than they are in terms of extremities from yesterday. Are you preferring the dry?
Yeah, definitely. The rain was a bit of a struggle, but now it's better.
So you're looking confident then for the final?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. That's Harry Webb, who takes pole.
Well, Harry Webb taking pole position for the final, yes, and that just reminds me a little bit of how long I've been around in this game, because when I started doing what I do in karting, Harry's dad was the British and European Superkart champion, and that was a few years ago, but hey, like father, like son, and I guess that Stephen Webb must feel pretty proud of Harry. He's a great racer, a great son to follow the tradition.
Sad sight coming, you can see there on the back of the recovery truck, Hiri Foreman, number 208, who was right at the front of the field. Don't forget, Hiri was in the top four for the first few laps of the race. A DNF for Hiri Foreman. Petra Betzel, who went well yesterday, was another non-finisher. Right, here are the championship points then. Charlie Eastwood leads the way still, but again his margin has been reduced because Harry Webb scored 34 points for the win. Charlie Eastwood scored 32 points for finishing in third place. So the gap down to 6 points now between the two teammates. Charlie Eastwood, the winner, the leader rather of the championship standings with 119 points. Harry Webb second on 113 points. Philip Morin was just bumped back, as Ken described, having led much of the race. Philip finishing in fourth place, but despite that he's moved up to third place in the standings, mainly because Avo Talvar, who was third in the standings, has not qualified for this race and won't score any points today, and because Oliver Norris, who's fourth in the standings, has had to miss this weekend due to exams. So Philip, despite not being in the top three in that race, goes from fifth to third in the standings. Nicholas Tehonen is fourth in the standings. Ed Brand with a great drive through there from, 21st to 7th. Ed's up to fifth place in the championship now with 85 points. Baz de Laat in sixth place. Ludwig Morin seventh, and there you go. Avo Talvar, third coming into this weekend, has fallen all the way down to eighth in the standings, and he's going to fall further still because, of course, he's not going to score any more points today. So those are the championship standings. We'll update you at the end of the finals coming up later on. Philip Morin has been dominant so far this weekend. In the wet conditions yesterday, he won all four of his heats. He qualified on pole position. He led much of the final here today, but in the end, ultimately, just got bumped back down the order, finished in fourth place. And Philip Morin is now down in the pits speaking with Sarah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm here with Philip. Now, Philip, you started off in pole, and it looked like you were comfortable in second, and then the last lap, talk me through what happened.
Yeah, I made a small mistake in the chicane, so Verstappen came up on the inside of me, and then I just tried to stay with him. But since Eastwood had clear space behind him, he could take the wide line, and then because of that, he got much better bottom of the hairpin, and then he just overtook me in the last section. So it was a bit disappointed, but it's racing.
Well, this puts you in your good positions for the final. How confident are you now feeling? What's your strategy planned?
I think we make some small adjustments to the kart, and then after that we'll see how it goes. But I feel really confident because we know where we lack the speed, and I think we can fix it quite easily. So
you've got a good strategy planned for you ahead. Are you starting off at third? Where do you see yourself finishing?
First, of course.
Good answer. Back to you guys.
That's what we like, Philip. Stay confident, Philip Morin. We're not counting you out yet, that's for sure. Philip has identified that they can tweak the setup. Of course, they've had a day away from dry setups, and the track is different. It's been washed clean, so track is not going to be exactly as it was when they got really good setup on the kart on Friday. So that really their first chance to see how much the track has changed since we had all this rain yesterday. Of course, they'll all be making changes and they'll all be trying to tweak the setup of the kart. So Sarah, Ken and myself are going to take a short break from the commentary now. It's the lunch break here in Italy. The next